Hello everybody and welcome back to the AquaDreams channel. I'm Ash and it's time to do another one of the months in review as January has flown on by. It was a month that honestly, it was every person's January, honestly. It was a month where I started it out being like, I'm gonna change my life. And I'm going to do a bunch of cool things I've never done before. And I'm going to lose weight. And I'm going to be motivated. And I'm going to be fucking happy to keep doing what I'm doing. But is essentially a month that ended up me being burnt out, ultimately. And I simply needed to take a little bit of a break. But I mean, hey, let's support the victories we had. In January, I believe myself, and Piggy at Watching Wolford became a YouTube partner channel. The first rung on the YouTube partner system. It was the 29th of January, we hit the 500 subs, and we've had the watch time for a while now. And we managed to reach that immediate goal, which allows the YouTube memberships over there, which was a cool little achievement. And after a very successful Christmas season, it felt like it was about time. It was a really cool thing to do, but ultimately the main issue with keeping on doing all of the EastEnders stuff is, as the channel obviously grew and grew, it felt like I now needed to build more stairs to be able to get up to the heights that we were attaining. And I was working harder at rehashing everything, but all that without a real break led to a big old set of burnout, which meant I needed a good 2 weeks to fucking chill out by myself. And the first week of the break was good, as I played Pal World with my brothers. We had a good time and we chilled the fuck out, and that was fine. But a routine change, a late WWE show, and a rough couple days afterwards led to a bit of an existential crisis, a bit of a breakdown, and essentially a struggling with who I was, what I was kind of dealing with, and kind of just resulted in me having a rough couple of days. But by the end of the week, I began to enjoy it again, and it became a lot more enjoyable than it started, that's for sure. As a whole, I think January was a misplay. That sounds stupid when I put it like that. I think it just genuinely went like everybody's January, honestly. It was a mishap. It was a biting off more than I could chew, when I should have just been celebrating the successes of Christmas and taking a well-needed and well-deserved rest. But, I mean, what are the positives? Well, the streaming has still been very fun, and I'm very content to still be streaming as often as I have been. It's been a little difficult lately because there's been a big CS tournament going on, and I've been wanting to watch the fuck out of that. But it still is a very rewarding thing, and it is very lovely when we all get together and we have a little chin wag. What else has this really happened? I don't fucking know. It's been a middling month. It was 2 weeks of hard work and then 2 weeks of rest, which was very good and very fun to have, but also taking me out of the routine that I built myself into ultimately took its toll on me. I stopped exercising. I exercised properly in like 2 weeks. I got lazy. I couldn't be bothered. And ultimately, I've been feeling a lot more groggy and a lot worse for not doing so. But it is finding, as always with me, it's about finding that lovely, lovely balance, that lovely in-between where instead of finding myself taking on too much, I've found myself taking on too little, which ultimately, it's one of those things where you need to keep yourself going and keep yourself ticking, but ultimately at some point you have to like give yourself more rope, and that was what I did by the end. And it was a good break, and I think now I'm more reasonably set up to make some better decisions this month and to keep myself ticking on. And it's been nice to tackle getting back into videos again and kind of not really dealing with any burnout. So it was a month of learning as such, and that's generally how I describe it. It wasn't a net negative, it was a okay month. It had good bits, it had bad bits, it had ups and downs, and that's exactly what you expect to have in this sort of situation. I am pleased to be on the other side, and I'm very pleased to not be struggling the way I was, because when it's that whole thing where you don't appreciate like health when you're sick, and like until you're sick. And for the longest time I've been in a very good place, so the second where I had a couple of really bad days, it really started to dawn on me that, I mean, first to be thankful that I used to suffer with this a lot worse, and I've come a long way in no longer being as sad as I used to be. But also how easy it could be to slip back there. And it's something that you take for granted, but it's something that kind of reminded me, like, fucking hell, reminded me how bad it can get. So ultimately, as I said before, it was a thing of learning, and I think that's enough of me talking about the month in review. Not much happened by design, and that is probably the best decision I made. Cheers to Piggy for making me take 2 weeks off, and thank you to everybody who has been tuning into the streams, as we keep just making this really fun little community, and I'm ever so thankful for all of the people that choose to spend their fucking hours with me. So thank you once again, and with that I won't waffle on too much longer. Thank you for watching another month in review. Keep it up, keep watching me. I appreciate everybody who's joined me, and I will still keep doing this in 2024 because it's a good way to track my progress, if anything, and it gives people another reason to actually believe that I am getting better. And I think if you look at me now in comparison to me a year ago, like, it's a fucking world of difference. And that improvement I will probably look back on in multiple years like, holy shit, how did it get so bad? But yeah, thank you for watching. Join me in the next one. Bye.